So for today's lesson, we are going to look at just SOL 712, which is solving two-step equations. So the student will solve two-step linear equations in one variable. We're not going to focus on practice problems right now. We're going to discuss practice problems when we actually get into our unit on multi-step equations. So for vocabulary, our vocabulary that we're going to look at, we have equation, expression, variable, coefficient, inverse operation, constant, and solution. All right. So with solving equations, regardless of whether it's a one-step, two-step, or multi-step that we will see later on in class, the whole goal is to isolate the variable. And what I mean by isolate the variable is I want the variable on the side completely by itself. Whether it's on the left side, whether it's on the right, the variable should be there completely by itself. All right, so we're going to take a look at the first one, just reviewing a little bit of one-step equations. So with one-step equations, you're only using one operation, whether that's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So for number one, we have m plus 12 is equal to 10. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 12 from both sides. And I get that m is equal to a negative 2. And that is because my positive 12 and my negative 12 cancel out. I have 10 minus 12, which gives me a negative 2. Okay? For number two, we can see that our variable is now on the right where our variable was on the left in the first one. So we have negative 2 equals g minus 9. Even though my variable is on that right side, I still want to isolate my variable. So I'm going to add 9. Something else that will help is drawing a line so you can see the difference between the two sides. Over here, my positive 9 and negative 9 cancel out. I end up with g is equal to 7. All right. And also, I could easily check my work to make sure that g is actually equal to 7 by taking that 7 and plugging it into g, like plugging it in for g. So I have 2 is equal to 7 minus 9. Negative 2 is equal to negative 2. So 7 is going to be my solution. So that's how I'm going to check my work. All right. I have negative 7y is equal to 91. So here, anytime I see a variable and a number together, automatically that is multiplication. So to undo multiplication, I have to use division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 7. My negative 7's cancel out, and I end up with y is equal to a positive 13. So remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. For number 4, I have a divided by 9 is equal to a negative 4. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 9 because remember, multiplication undoes division. My 9's are going to cancel, and I have a is equal to a negative 36. Again, I can check my answer by plugging in my negative 36 for a. Negative 36 divided by a positive 9 gives me a negative 4. So negative 4 is equal to negative 4. Okay? It's a little easier to see with one-step equations. You can plug them in without having to write. But some of the tougher multi-step equations that we get into later, you want to go ahead and just check your answer just to make sure you didn't accidentally forget a negative or accidentally subtract instead of add. All right, next we're going to look at fractions because as we get into multi-step equations, we're going to have a lot more fractions to look at. So the key thing here is to get rid of fractions. You have to multiply by the reciprocal. And what I mean by reciprocal is I'm simply flipping the numerator and the denominator. So for example, if I have the fraction 5 over 4, the reciprocal is going to be 4 over 5. Just for example, if I have 2, remember all whole numbers are fractions, they're just over 1. So if I have 2 over 1 and I want the reciprocal of 2 over 1, it's going to be 1/2. All right? So looking at number 5, we're going to look at a couple of these. So we're going to look at number 5 and number 8. So we have 2 over 3 times x is equal to 10. So to get rid of the 2/3, I'm going to go ahead and multiply by the reciprocal simply by flipping the fraction. All right, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 over 2. So again, when we multiply fractions, we have 3 times 2, which gives me 6. I have 2 times 3, which gives me 6. What happens here? 6 divided by 6 gives me 1. We know with 1 times x, that's just simply x. I'm also going to multiply the other side. Go ahead and do quick notes. All right, so again, I can put 10 over 1 to make that a fraction. 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 2 is 2, so I have 30 divided by 2, which gives me x is equal to 15. All right, let's look at number 8. Even when we have a negative fraction, we're still going to do the exact same thing. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I have negative 1/2 m equals negative 9. So again, I'm going to go ahead and flip that fraction, still keeping it negative though, so the sign does not change. All right, so again, I have 2 times a negative 1, which gives me a negative 2. And I have 1 times a negative 2, which gives me a negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. So I'm just simply left with m on this side of my equation. And then I have negative 9 times a negative 2, which gives me 18 over 1, which simply reduces to 18. And I'll go back through and box my answers. All right, so now we're going to take a look at two-step equations, all right? So with solving two-step equations, all right, we undo addition and subtraction, remove the constant term, and then we undo multiplication and division to remove the coefficient. So we always do addition and subtraction first, and then we're going to do division and multiplication. All right, so again, we're not going to do all of these questions. Of course, if you want to go back and practice with them, that's completely fine. So for this, we're going to go ahead and look at number 9. We're going to look at number 12. We are going to look at number 14. And let's take a look at number 15. All right, so for number 9, we're going to go ahead and subtract 8 from both sides, because again, we have to move or to complete the addition or subtraction first. All right, so I'm left with 6x over this side because of the fact of positive 8 and negative 8 cancel out, and I get 50 is equal to 50 minus 8, and that's going to be equal to 42. Divide both sides by 6. My 6's cancel. I get x is equal to 7 because 42 divided by 6 is 7. For number 12, I have 7 minus 3x is equal to 34. Again, I can't move that negative 3x quite yet. I have to get rid of that 7. So since my 7 is positive, I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So I get 3x is equal to 27. All right. Divide both sides by negative 3. And I get x is equal to a negative 9. All right, so again, just like before, I can simply take my values and I can plug them in. So for number 9, I could plug 7 in. I get 6 times 7 is 42, plus 8 gives me 50. For number 12, I can plug in a negative 9. So I have negative 3 times a negative 9 again. I get positive 27, and then we're going to add 7, which gives me a positive 34. For number 11, right? This one right here is a little popular. A lot of times you see this question because sometimes it is a little confusing when you first look at it, but it is simply division. So it's simply the same thing as if we were to write 1/5 x or negative 1/5 x. But instead, they just put the x in the numerator. So here, we still have x divided by negative 5. So you'll see as we get further with fractions, fractions are showing division. So the first thing I'm going to do here is subtract my 8 because I want to get rid of that addition or subtraction first. My 8's cancel and I'm left with x over negative 5. Then I have 11 minus 8, which gives me 3. I have x divided by negative 5, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply by negative 5, multiply by negative 5. My negative 5's cancel, And I get that negative 15 is equal to x. All right, so I can try this out, or excuse me, I can check my answer by plugging in negative 15 for x. So I have negative 15 divided by negative 5, which gives me a positive 3. Positive 3 plus 8 does, in fact, give me a positive 11. All right, and the last one we are going to look at is number 15. So it says 3 over 5x plus 22 is equal to 28. So again, I'm going to subtract 22 from both sides because I want to get rid of my addition or subtraction first. My 22's cancel, so I'm left with 3 over 5x is equal to 6 because 28 minus 22 is 6. I'm going to again multiply by the reciprocal like we did previously. My fractions are going to cancel. And I get that x is equal to, so I have 6 times 5, which is 30. 30 divided by 3 gives me 10. All right, so again, I can simply plug in. Remember my whole numbers. I can make fractions by putting it over 1, so I'll multiply 10 and 3 to get 30, and then 5 times 1 to get 5. So 30 over 5 gives me 6. 6 plus 22 is 28. All right, so now I want you to summarize what you have learned in this lesson today.